Hey guys, so new Rockstars is released a breakdown of Squabble by Kendrick Lamar. I just recently saw a breakdown not too long ago, but I think this one might be a little more in depth on some of the elements in the video, if you know what I mean. So without further ado,
welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Jessica Clemens, and about a week ago, trending at #1 on YouTube for a minute, he's back.
I'm thinking I'm back.
Kendrick Lamar's Squabble Up music video was released, and let me say, I'm so happy to get on here and talk to you guys about it, and I'm so sorry it's coming after the holiday. If I would have known it was dropping the week of Thanksgiving, I would have said, peace out to my family. Alas, this was a surprise album, so I didn't have to say peace out. I got to eat and have a good time, but I also spent a lot of time deciphering everything in this video. So here's my scene-by-scene breakdown, more so just like a video analysis because there's just so much in here of the lowercase Squabble Up music video, a music video breakdown. This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes launching your own website a breeze. Coming off a successful string of clapback songs, one of which hit #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, along with sounding off at sporting events, Kamala and Harris's presidential campaign rallies, and my Honda 2010 CRV, this year was a phenomenal year for Kendrick. All he had to do next was drop an album, and he did. GNX broke the internet on Friday, November 22nd, blocking Wicked's soundtrack from going #1.
wow.
Damn. Peace out, Wicked. The entire album is a love letter to the West Coast hip-hop, black and brown culture, and it's no surprise the album's first video treatment, Squabble Up, would be filled with insane references, homages, and shoutouts. And before I get into it all, I'll say right here at the very top of the video, a lot of these references are always up to interpretation. Take mine in this video as my interpretation. If you saw something differently, let me know, at me, or just say it in the comments below. I'm sure we all saw this in different lights. As you probably already know, references are always up to interpretation. Take mine in this video as my interpretation. If you saw something differently, let me know, at me, or just say it in the comments below. I'm sure we all saw this in different lights. As you probably already know, Squabble Up was featured at the beginning of Not Like Us, leaving us all wondering if this was the alright music video all over again, featuring a clip of a really great song that was just never released. Thankfully, it wasn't.
Crazy.
We opened the music video at this perfect chandelier and the boy's hand grazing it. Some have alluded to this song being similar to the chimes playing at the beginning of a really great song that was just never released. Thankfully, it wasn't. We opened the music video at this perfect chandelier and the boy's hand grazing it. Some have alluded to this song being similar to the chimes playing at the beginning of Tupac's 1996 Machiavelli, or the 7 Day Theory album's first track, Hail Mary.
Machiavelli in this, Illuminati, all through your body.
God knows.
Not only do they share similar chimes, but they're both the second track on their respective albums. Some have said this is Kendrick's version parallel to Tupac's Machiavelli album. One big giveaway here was in the Not Like Us video where we're introduced to Squabble Up, his hat reads Bomb First. This is the first song on the Machiavelli album. This is a much bigger puzzle, and I recommend you listen to that album and then GNX and then go back to that album again. But in short, people believe this is a new version of Kendrick, just like Machiavelli was a different or new version of Tupac. Tupac used the new alias Machiavelli when making 7 Day Theory, and it's also called 7 Day Theory because of its quick turnaround recording and mixing. The album was also released after Tupac's passing. Like Tupac's album, this surprise album was quick. Some people were hired for it within weeks to maybe a month of its release. Tupac passed away, but Kendrick, as he mentions,
reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on.
He's reincarnated. Some could argue we're seeing it firsthand in the video. This could be why he's unfazed and absent from the actual focus of what's happening in the video. Is he really even there, or is he just observing? Who is this Kendrick Lamar? We cut to a wide shot of this Victorian-like room, similar to the set of the Roots 1999 music video for The Next Movement off their iconic classic album Things Fall Apart. Though the Roots aren't from Cali or the West Coast, they're still a legendary hip-hop group. In tandem with the Not Like Us video, Kendrick seems to like putting himself in rooms that feel like boxes. And I like the depiction that if this isn't Kendrick, this is a version that's stuck and forced to perform. For example, when he had that dummy performing for him, that commentary was on being a puppet that wasn't the real Kendrick. These moments could explore a new Kendrick emerging. This sequence has Kendrick standing in the middle of the room, directly underneath the chandelier in Dodgers blue hoodie and hat, the 8th track of the GNX album. Also, World Series Championship.
Hey.
As some of you may have noticed, his outfit is unnervingly opposite and similar at the same time to his fit during the Juneteenth concert where he wore a red shirt, reversed hat, and studded chain instead of a flashy belt. Though the same shoes, just different colors. Our man pays homage to both groups at all times. When you look closer at Kendrick's outfit, you can see this crazy belt that he's wearing. This is the same belt on the cover of the GNX album. This is an ERL pin belt, and Eli Russell Lennox's creation. musician, who's also a Cali native. Surprise. This custom pin belt features so many vintage pins commemorating LA, and why would they be doing that? Because it's Kendrick, and it's for Kendrick. In this sequence, you can see a young boy standing on a freeway sign, the 105 freeway exit sign to be exact. Central, Wilmington, and Long Beach, it says. If you live in Compton, Watts, or the Linwood area, you recognize it. The young boy in the music video wears a black shirt with the number 16 in red text. Now, the 16 could commemorate a few things. It could speak to 616 in LA, Kendrick's diss track to Drake, or it could refer to Kendrick being 16 when he was discovered. However, in Whacked Out Murals, the first song on the GNX album, he raps, I done lost plenty friends, 16 to be specific. I believe the 16 commemorates those lost, and the chandelier represents heaven. Hence the song opening with the child swiping the crystals and the lyrics saying, God knows.
God knows.
I understand it might sound like a stretch, but for Kendrick, everything does mean something, and everything in this video is intentional. And something very important to note is the only time Kendrick isn't underneath that chandelier is during this scene when Nate Dogg's album, Rest in Peace, is tethered to it, or when he's sharing the space with Black Jesus and Isaac Hayes' Black Moses. This is just more evidence that the chandelier clearly represents something much higher, something, for me, beyond death. We also see this young girl dancing. This is Naya, a member of the Divas of Compton, with her tennis skirt and outfit. There's a theory here that she represents Serena and Venus Williams, who also grew up in Compton. She's also crumping, which of course is a popular move out of South Central. Between the South Central dance and Serena's look, this could be a nod to Serena's controversial sea-walking during the Olympics. Is it really that controversial? Of course it's not. This is who we are, which again, Kendrick celebrates throughout this video. Then we get a snippet of the song that they sampled. The internet immediately clocked it using the bass line from Debbie Deb's 1984 classic, When I Hear Music. Then we move on to the next sequence. There's a lot going on here, but first the man dancing in the stripe tee is RJ Mr. LA, a rapper and LA native from South Central area. If you're familiar with his work, you know he stays doing this dance at concerts or even in his music videos. Behind him is G Perico, another rapper and LA native from South Central. Both men attended Kendrick's Juneteenth pop-out concert last summer as well. Behind Perico is a giant gold watch on the wall, an homage to E40's In a Major Way album cover. Another Cali native, but more specifically a Bay Area resident. So if you haven't noticed, this band's not just LA, it's the entirety of California. And it also celebrates non-West Coasters who have left huge marks in hip hop music or just black lives. The men on the far right dancing are Smack, Floyd, and Traffic, and they're doing the Hoover Stomp. If you come to LA and do this dance immediately, I would suggest you don't. Maybe look into it. These boys go way back with Kendrick and have deep roots in LA. In the foreground, you see we have three men with censor bars over their eyes, and I assume they rep, the Red Group. And as I've mentioned, this is a video full of nods to Kendrick's home. Kendrick grew up around these gangs with close friends and family ties, so their appearance, even in anonymity, in this video is warranted. This following sequence then takes us to what might be my favorite part because we start seeing some heavy Bay Area influence from the Bay to LA, just not for me because I'm from the Pacific Northwest, but I still know West Coast music. As you can see, we get some old-fashioned scraper bikes. On the back of one, it says That Go, and this pull is from Scraper Bike by Trunk Boys, and I used to listen to this song so much when I was a young kid. My God. This is a deeper pull to the Bay Area, and Trunk Boys are from Oakland. These boys over here are members of various legendary dance crews, the Turf Fiends and Best Alive Dance Crew. You've got D Monte, All Gold Nino, and Turf Fiends' Ice Cold 3000 and Active. Decorating for the holidays is super fun, but we like it when somebody else does the hard part, right? Let the professionals march into the forest with a saw. I'll know the perfect tree when I see it on the lot. That's what building a website with Squarespace is like. A ton of professionals giving you the options you need to build exactly the site that you want. Squarespace is an all-in-one tool that gives you everything you need to make a website that looks good and does whatever you need it to do. If you're doing any kind of business online, you know firsthand what a headache payment platforms can be. But with Squarespace, you can get started in just a few clicks and start receiving payments right away using popular payment methods like Apple Pay, ACH Direct Debit, Klarna, and more. Plus, Squarespace helps you get your site discovered fast with a suite of integrated SEO tools. Every Squarespace website is optimized to be indexed with meta descriptions and auto-generated sitemap and more. AI technology. It makes it so easy to, according to Active on TikTok, AI technology. It makes it so easy to build a bespoke website tailored to your unique needs. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/newrockstars to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. According to Active on TikTok, this was shot about 3 months ago and only took 20 to 30 minutes to shoot, and Kendrick wasn't even there. They edited him in later. They didn't even know this was for Kendrick. They were dancing to some up-tempo beat, which also sounds like the case for a lot of the other folks there in the video. Lots of important references in this single shot, but first, this dance scene is an homage to turfing or turf dancing, a style coming out of Oakland, well known around that Bay Area. The clothes they're wearing are another deep pull. The oversized clothes and stunner shades, even them dreads, it's given hyphy movement. Y'all remember that era, right? All I did was listen to Mac Dre and make a dumb little face and dance. Most people also recognize E40 cultivating that era too, and these men represent different roots in Richmond, West, and East Oakland. in. There's very specific narratives to these people. The way they dress, the way they dance, you gotta pay attention to it. Up over here, these are African-American flags designed by David Hammonds in the 1990s. The new color replacing the red, white, and blue of the United States flag are now black, red, and green, the colors of the Pan-African flag, both combined to represent Pan-Africanism. You might have seen the connection to Ebony Prince 2K24. This is also his profile photo. This is the man who gave Kendrick the photos of Drake's items he used as the cover for Meet the Grams. Little big theory moment. What I really like about this sequence is the men celebrate around Kendrick as he sits in this white chair with a blue and pink balloon. It's really given gender reveal. He's reading a book that says how to be more like Kendrick for dummies, and this could be a clap at Drake, who needs to learn a thing or two from Kendrick, and he could be doubling down on the rumor that there are more children of his we still don't know about, hence the blue and pink balloons. If there's truth in this being a different Kendrick or him being dead or being reincarnated, let me remind you about the puppet, aka the dummy. Maybe this is another reflection on his dummy. In reading this book, he's learning to escape the narrative or image we expect to see him in a way that will break him out of the box we expect to see. This is just a thought. In this next sequence, we see Grammy Award-winning producer and fashion icon Taz Arnold, aka Tiza. Arnold has collaborated with many rappers before. He's even contributed as a co-writer and producer on Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly. And Kendrick has called him my Mount Rushmore of style, which he is. Bring back that retro fashion. You might have noticed his rings, linked to his Hood Love album, though these rings are also an homage to Spike Lee's 1989 classic Do the Right Thing. Radio Raheem wears these knuckle rings that read love and hate. In the background is a woman with a shotgun facing the wall. This commemorates Ice-T's 1988 album Power.
Okay, that's what it's for, bro. I was always wondering what that was even about, bro, for real. Okay, that's what it's about. Okay.
Rings are also an homage to Spike Lee's 1989 classic Do the Right Thing. Radio
Raheem wears these knuckle rings that read love and hate.
In the background is a woman with a shotgun facing the wall. This commemorates Ice-T's 1988 album Power. The album featured Ice-T's then girlfriend, Darlene Ortiz, and just like the album cover, we have the woman in the monokini on the left, our star of the show, rapper, draped in blue in the center, and the man in white on the right. This album was embraced across the world, yes, because the woman is, you know, fine as hell, but also you didn't really see women on the cover of rap albums with shotguns like this. It was phenomenal. And yes, she is gorgeous. In the back, you can see Storm DeBarge dancing. She's 2 for 2 now, dancing in this and the Not Like Us video.
Okay, she was.
When asked if she could bring someone, a child, to dance in the video, she brought Naya, the little girl from the beginning. Next, we get a scene that looks directly pulled from Soul Train. You should know what Soul Train is and how impactful it was. It celebrated all types of folks. The Scramble board was a game on the show, and that's what they're playing right here. But also, the outfits are serving pure black 80s fashion, and look at those Jerry curls. The internet has decoded the Latin message on the board, which says this. You know damn well I can't pronounce that. It also means everything is something. And yes, this could be literal to everything, every symbol, every little reference in this video, but also I think Kendrick has demonstrated time and time again how his entire life, the bad and the good, the triumphs and the grief, has made him who he is today. And erasing that doesn't really show growth. We've got to embrace it. Everything is something. Pablo on TikTok has offered that the letters left after the unscrambling, the Latin letters that are left, read answer key DT DT. They go on to say that when you remove the vowels from Kendrick's name, dot, you are left with DT. And if you remove the vowels from the word date, you are also left with DT. So this could mean answer key dot date. This, in tandem with the Compton Christmas Parade that drops December 14th, may reveal or offer a second album leading up to the Christmas Parade or following. And look, I'm here for it. Kendrick stands in the middle of the room holding a sign that says Jesus saves gangsters too, and this is a call to this guy. This guy is affiliated with the LA outreach program Gangster Ministries, which is working to minimize gang violence in the community, and it's very sweet. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. I mean, I should be honest, all of this is my favorite part, but these women in front of this famous backdrop, this airbrush backdrop, geez Louise. This is Cuzzo's, an LA hip-hop group consisting of Big I&DO, Jazz, Millie Mo, TY, and BB. They were also featured at Kendrick's Juneteenth show performing a DJ headset. Their style in essence are really just old school hip hop, and they have this song that I really like called Gucci Mane, and you should check it out. Styled by Jessica Willis, this all just oozes early 2000s from the airbrush backdrop, but also those damn LED belt buckles that you would see at the kiosk in the mall, and these ones say West Side over them. These studios always had that dang Greek column as well, and it's just such an aesthetic. This is a part of the breakdown that gets hard to explain because it's just the culture, you know, the vibe and aesthetic. If you know, you really know. However, I will say that this is a staple in Black and Hispanic culture that I'm sure stemmed from LA and expanded. And I think you guys would probably just call it like Y2K now, but remember where it came from. And of course, Cali ain't just for black folks, it's Mexican folks too. He's representing the LA style that they really cultivated over here. The flannel buttoned up, khakis, dickies, tall white socks, and the Chuck Taylors with these ladies with the beautiful makeup and that lip liner. Jesus Christ, it's just gorgeous. The thing is, the look also was big in black spaces as well. Look at NWA, look at Eazy-E. This is a reminder of how both black and brown communities cultivated the LA aesthetic. music. And Kendrick shows unity by giving the community the flowers that they deserve here in the video. And if you disagree with me, leave me out of it. This is my interpretation, and I like it. Some are wearing hats that say down, 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 which some say is a reference to Quick Down, 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 a popular song in the LA's Hispanic community. The man in the front is wearing a necklace that says 27 Junkies, which is a nod to the Hispanic streetwear brand. But what's really eye-opening about this scene is their joy in contrast to Kendrick's grief. I think this scene works in tandem with the boy in the back on the tricycle. This refers to the little boy from 1993 film Menace to Society, another famous Cali movie set in Watts and Crenshaw that depicts the hardships of growing up in South Central and is a staple, in my opinion, in Black cinema. In this movie, the little boy witnesses a drive-by shooting, killing everyone in sight. And that child in the movie and even here reflects innocence and violence in the hood. Kendrick has shown in his videos how culturally beautiful and impactful the hood is, but respectfully, it can also be rough as hell. Go back and like really listen to Good Kid, Mad City. Where there is beauty and celebration, there's also times of hardships and griefs at the hands of inescapable violence. But as we see here, those gone are clearly never forgotten. In the middle of the room, swinging above some red roses, RIP, is Nate Dogg's 1997 G-Funk Classics Volume 1 and 2 CD. Nate Dogg, famously a Cali Long Beach native, holds a huge legacy in rap music. Y'all should know him. In the next scene, we see three women dancing, a little boy playing with a hydraulic car, a dog breaking from its post and attacking a man. Now, these three women dancing, styled in white tanks, bedazzled Timbs, gold hoops, and wrapped hair, are India Collins, Aisha Olemba, and Kiara Mooring. And I remember Kiara vaguely from Lizzo's Prime show, Watch Out for the Big Girls. These girls really have me giggling and kicking because they really turned to look for this one. And plus size women are common in Black spaces, but they're also common in all spaces. But this specific draw and style and dance is just so great and beautiful to me. And when Kendrick says, "It's a full moon, let the wolves out, I've been a dog," did you guys also blush, giggle, and kick your feet up in the air? Or was that just me? It was hot. This car is a Buick Regal GNX in the back, which Kendrick named the album after. Kendrick told Complex back in 2012 that the GNX was special to him because his father drove him home in the hospital after being born in the '87 Buick Regal. The vehicle bounces off hydraulics and it's tethered with a little string to the boy sitting against the wall, and this is the cutest boy in the world. Now, folks have noted that this could be an homage to his younger self and the picture he posted on his Finsta account a while back playing with their toy Impala. This leaves us with the man being attacked by his dog, and he's wearing a dog training suit, so the man's fine, y'all. You don't have to freak out about him. However, he is being attacked by a pit bull, a common dog in Black spaces for Black people. Hey, I love me a big-headed pit bull, but I also recognize they can wild out at times. This could simply reflect what happens in the hood or symbolize the unexpected violence that rears its ugly head from time to time. In the final scene, we give a shout out to Isaac Hayes and his 1971 album Black Moses, and the man in the room wears the same robe depicted on the album cover. The internet has already noticed that Nate Dogg's LP and this Isaac Hayes album are double albums. This video also shows so many themes of duality, 2 balloons, 2 flags, and possibly 2 versions of Kendrick. Also, Kendrick is famously a Gemini. Some have theorized that this means we'll be getting a second album soon after GNX in the following year, and I pray to God that happens. If what that scramble board was saying is correct, God, I hope it's coming soon. Below the parade banner is a ceramic Hagar Black Panther statue. I feel like my family had a version of this in our house. I know some of y'all have either had or seen the slick Black Panther statue in your homes or someone else's house. However, the reference speaks for itself. It's a Black Panther, or like the Black Panther Party. Some have also mentioned this could be linked to the film in which Kendrick had a song on with SZA, and honestly, I think that's a great observation too. As Kendrick dances, a poster for the Compton Christmas Parade rolls out, and this is an event that's been happening for nearly 70 years.
Wow.
Oh, his home. Behind Black Moses is Isaac Hayes, a portrait of Black Jesus, a very common portrait that I will say that I'm fairly certain, again, like the Black Panther statue, I've seen a million times at different aunties. Portrait by Vincent Barzoni has a $40 price tag on it, which is the classic like garage sale sticker tag. Some folks think it represents the 40 days in the desert Jesus spent, which is also strangely the same number of days between the releases of Like That and Not Like Us. For me, crazy. I think this final scene just represents every Black house. There's another portrait of Jesus they're selling right behind this one, like a garage sale. Every old school Black home was listening to Isaac Hayes' Black Moses, and he's showcasing the Black Panther statue you may remember in Black homes. This room celebrates what some of us can really identify as familial. And then it cuts to black, and that's it for my breakdown on Kendrick Lamar's video for Squabble Up. There's just so much in this video up to interpretation, and I will only support and ride for those with very different or even similar theory or visual analysis, because even if this is a map or a message in a bottle, it's still up for interpretation. Kendrick is an artist, and I still feel like people kind of forget that. Art is very hard to decipher.
What was that? But why did you just punch him like that, bro?
Is just the biggest one. He's phenomenal to me. Let me know what you thought of the video below. Thanks for watching. Follow me at Lulu_Clemens. Subscribe to all 3 channels of the New Rockstars Network for breakdowns and news coverage of everything you love. Kendrick, if you're watching this, please drop another album. I'll give you anything. I'll give you everything. Bye.
Alright, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and spread the word about the channel. And be sure if you notice anything else in the video and what's your favorite song on Kendrick's new album, G Next. I'll tell you guys later. Bye.
Did you pray today? Did you pray today? Cause
No,
if you didn't, I'ma have to dig you down on some gangster shit.